I can see how that makes sense. I'd still call it a submission. A win's a win, no matter what you call it.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is an elimination MMA bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the men's bantamweight division. Out of the red corner, Joshua Kynes.
Joshua Kynes, record of 3-1, representing CS MMA, wearing cancer ribbon and showing off the shirt that says "No one fights alone." So, possibly he's helping someone battle through cancer. Much respect to whoever it is.
Gotta love that support.
Indeed. Possibly a little extra motivation going into the cage with him tonight.
Out of the blue corner, Oscar Lopez.
Mr. Lopez, another representative of the Hybrid Nation. Big contingent of fans in-house this evening for that gym.
It's always easier when you have the crowd's favor.
No doubt about it. Sixth man is the real thing. Lopez looking calm and confident and energized this evening. What kinds of things as a corner man is he telling his fighter right now?
As of right now, you got to speak to your athlete the way they need to hear it, but you got to motivate your athlete, remind them of the game plan, and of course, also reminding them that you got to have fun in there.
Both fighters 27 years old, Kynes 5'6", Lopez a little taller at 5'8". They both made the weight limit, 3-1, so a little experience advantage for Kynes versus Lopez is 2-0, and it's MMA versus freestyle. Take it up to Stewie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an elimination MMA bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the men's bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the King of Beers, Budweiser, red corner. He is a mixed martial artist standing 5'6" tall. He weighed in at 136 pounds. With Says MMA, fighting out of Birmingham, Alabama, Joshua Alabama Slammer Kynes. Fighting out of the Israeli blue corner. He's a freestyle fighter standing 5'8" tall. He weighed in at 134.4 pounds. With Hybrid Nation from Avon, Colorado, Oscar Lopez.
For Hines, why was Sweet Home Alabama not his walking song? Come on, that's a gimme.
I mean, he's winning based on the nickname alone.
Obey my commands. If you want to touch gloves, touch now. God bless and let's do this.
Touch of gloves, and we are off with punching, kicking, choking time.
Round one, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do this.
Kynes looking like he wants to wrestle,
Yeah.
but he's got to start setting it up.
Yeah, he immediately charged to try to get a clinch there. Lopez wise to it, circled out with good footwork.
Oh. Good knee by Lopez and circled back to the fence.
Changing of positions there. Well, make no mistake about it. Kynes wants this fight on the ground.
Oh, but we got
ground
Lopez with the takedown.
To the ground it goes, but not to the advantage of Kynes. Kynes immediately started to underhook, knowing that he wants to try to scramble and improve his position. Overhook in the head, trying to set up or grab the Kimura there. Most likely would try to use that as a sweep. Just let it go now. Goes, switches it over to the other side.
I like what Kynes doing is staying active on his back.
Very active. I was just going to say that.
Not only does it give you better opportunity, but it keeps you safe from strikes because it keeps the top guy constantly defending. But Lopez doing a good job ripping that body.
Getting some good rib strikes in. We saw earlier in the evening how effective that can be. Using the can opener to open up the guard.
Oh, Kynes going for a armbar triangle combination. See which one presents himself. Lopez needs to not ignore that arm in the guard, though.
Yeah, needs to be very wary of that. Does Lopez.
It was a great attempt by Kynes. But now he wants to start using those submission attempts to stand up and improve the position.
Kynes has done a nice job of wiggling his way away from the cage. Remember, this all started out right up against the cage. Kynes is taking it out here in open space where he has a lot more freedom of movement.
Now Lopez needs to be aware of where his elbows are on the body, that way he doesn't get armbar. But beautiful posture and some strikes.
Very tactical fight here so far.
Great reversal by Kynes,
wow,
right to
done.
mount. And he's isolating that arm and going for Americana. Now in this position, you got to be wary of where you're striking, making sure your fist lands on the ear and you're not hitting the back of the head. Great back take.
Immediately looking to set up the rear naked choke. Swims from side to side. Lopez working on hand control, 2-on-1. And again, a reversal of positions. 10 seconds left. We're going to get treated to a second round with these guys. Lopez doing nice work to try to finish out the round looking strong.
Strong finish by both fighters. Now, who do you give it to? Do you give it to the control time of Lopez or the significant position of Kynes?
I think probably the control time of Lopez, because within that control time, he also had a decent amount of ground and pound, whereas Kynes was not very close with any of his submission attempts. Nothing looked like it was a true threat.
I would agree wholeheartedly, but Kynes did look really good at fighting for a finish, both submission and the mount. So we'll see who comes in the more fresh fighter in the second round.
Well, we know Kynes wants it on the mat. We also know Lopez is comfortable there. So we're going to see how that plays out coming into the second round. See if Lopez tries to keep it standing or we end up with another ground fight where, like we were alluding to, both guys look fairly equal.
Now Lopez knows, where Kynes wants to take this fight. I want to see if he can circle away from the fence and not allow the clinch to happen.
The first thing the referee does is get Kynes to back up a little bit.
He's eager to get in there.
Ready to get out there. I see Kynes taking a couple of deep breaths.
Lopez needs to start circling away from the fence, take that center of the cage. Don't allow Kynes to use the fence against him. Right there, Kynes does a good job.
Yeah. Kynes, no surprise, immediately goes to the clinch and a beautiful stabbing knee by Lopez. Kynes grabs the knee the next time it comes up, tries to get a single leg. Crouch basically just sits down, did Kynes. I couldn't tell if he lost his balance or if he tried to pull it down to the mat.
Well, this is the second time Lopez has ended up on top after a takedown defense. And then back into guard.
Kynes open guard, we know he's, and there he closes, but we know he's active off of his back. See how that plays out here in the second round as he expends a little bit more energy. See how tired he is. He's able to keep up such an active attack off of his back.
Once again, Lopez needs to stay diligent in where he places his hands and elbows so he doesn't fall into a submission attempt or finish.
Good power on those strikes from Lopez. wisely sitting up, getting posture, putting himself in a position to land powerful strikes, then immediately closing the distance again. Forehead on chest, elbows down and in.
Lopez did a great job of circling him into the fence, which is limiting his jiu-jitsu offense. So now Kynes needs to use that fence, either stand up or make his way back to the center of the cage.
Yeah, we've been talking about that all evening, being pinned up against the cage. Lopez doing a nice job of it. Watch Kynes walk himself basically to the center of the cage the last round, but right now seems content just having his back up against the cage. And again, I think that might be a little bit due to fatigue.
Nothing's worse than having your face squeezed against that human cheese grater. Beautiful ground and pound. Good attempt to armbar by Kynes, but unfortunately, that cage makes it very difficult to finish, and now he's getting his guard passed.
Yeah, Lopez uses that armbar attack as a means of passing guard.
He's got to make sure he keeps his arms safe from any attack, but now he can start opening up for some ground and pound.
Oh, and Kynes on the receiving end of some very deep shots. Tries to roll for a knee bar here. It's going to be very tough again because he's pinned up against the cage.
With 30 seconds left, he's doing a good job of keeping himself alive and in the fight, but unfortunately he's just taking some damage on the way in, and he's caught up into a topside guillotine, and there was the tap.
Wow. One submission attempt Lopez went for, and he got the win because of it. Utilized his ground and pound, controlled position, and did a great job of going for the submission at the appropriate time. Like I said, only one submission attempted by Lopez, but that's all he needed.
He did a good job of controlling the position, knowing when he was safe or when he was not safe, and then when the opportunity presented itself, he took it.
Well, we've been talking about the hybrid MMA gym all evening, and one more victory going home from that gym.
It's always good to be the winner in that bus.
For sure. Lopez still down against the cage, being checked on by the medical staff. Might have had his neck cranked a little bit.
Which is always good. Whether there is or is not an injury, definitely get checked out by the doc.
And back to his feet. Good, good. All right. Stewie's got the official time. We'll take it up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ojeda called a stop to this bout. 2 minutes, 43 seconds into the second round, declaring your winner by tap bout with a guillotine, Oscar Lopez!
The happy and intense Mr. Lopez.